and welcome to my channel. So today I'm doing a video about every page I've ever coloured from Colouring Heaven magazine. So I'm a subscriber to Colouring Heaven and have been for nearly 3 years now. So I've got a lot of magazines and it basically comes every 4 weeks. And a couple of months ago I did a video, I'll link it up in the corner, that will sit in the eye until the end of the video, of basically all the pictures, no, all the issues that I'd not even touched. They was uncoloured in. It was like a list of shame. And to be honest, it did look quite bad. Sorry, I've just got him here because it'd be a bit boring just looking at my hands. And yeah, so it was a list of shame and it looked quite bad. So I said, you know, would anybody be interested in seeing the counterpoint and seeing all of the magazines that I have coloured in? And one person said yes, which is good enough for me. So here it is. And yeah, so today's video, as I say, is going to be all about every picture I've ever coloured in Colouring Heaven magazine, basically, not including whips, unless I just happen to pass by one. This is about finished pictures only. So just to give you a hint, sorry, time to go. Shoo, off you go. This is what we're working with. And yeah, so my list of shame for uncoloured was bad, but you know what, when I look at it like this, I have nothing to be ashamed of, because I have, yeah. So let me get this into, because obviously this is too big a pile to just, you know, it's really high, so it's barely under the camera. So let me just get this to the side and then we will start again. I might flip the pile, so we'll start with the latest issue first, back to the first one that I ever got, which was this one. Yeah, let's get started. Right then, so as I said, we'll start this as the most recent first and then we'll work backwards. So some of you might be familiar with what I coloured in here, because one of them is a colour along. And yeah, so this is the Cutesy Christmas special, which is issue 68. And I did 2 in here before Christmas. So this is the first one I did. I did this with the Marco Ruffin pastel pencils. I've got lots of videos. I'm going to make references to things. I've done swatches. Colouring Heaven has its own flip through playlist on my channel. So if you ever see an issue that you're interested in, check out the flip playlist. And if there's something that's not there, one of the older ones, because I've only been doing it for about a year, just leave me a note in the comments and I will be happy to do a flip for you. And yeah, so the Marco Ruffin pencils, which are pastel coloured. Yeah, I for once I didn't use any alcohol markers. These were what's the word I'm looking for? I think I just used the Arteza real brush pens because I just wanted the green to be a bit more poppy. And then I've used chalk pastel for the background, and then I've got Mod Podge glitter. I don't know if it shows up at all, but I've got all the snow, so the snowflakes and the tree tops with snow has got Mod Podge glitter on it. So yeah, I've done that one. I really love that one. This is by a picture by Mariola Budek. I think that might have been one of the ones she also gave away free if you really wanted that. On her Facebook page. And then this one, if you was around before Christmas, I did this is the advent calendar, so we did a page a day. It was just a bit light-hearted fun. It wasn't meant to be fine art. Lots of glitter, metallic and glitter, and fake stickles. So yeah, that's those 2. And the next one that I've done, in order, that is. So again, this is one that I did as a full, a real-time, what's the word? Colour along word. Yeah, so I've got this as a real-time colour along on my channel, should you be interested. I know a lot of people are intimidated by this book, both because of the grayscale and because it's crazily busy. But this is the one I've done. And I used the Faber-Castell Pit Artist brush pens. So they are water-based markers with a brush tip, and they use India ink for their pigment, which gives you these really nice sort of earthy tones. They are kind of bright, but they're also, there's just something muted about them, and I love these pens. And I really love how this page turned out. It took about, I can't remember, I think we did this about in 8 parts. It was slow. And it's one of those pictures that the longer you look at it, the more you find. And I was forever finding things on this picture. So yeah, that was one that I did last year. So the next one, this is from issue 60, and it's Gothic Academy Special. This is all the pictures in this are grayscale. I've just done one in this one. I really like this book. I need to get back to it because I love the art in this. I'm not a goth or anything, but I do like that kind of dark element. Oops, dark element to my to art. Anyway, we got some dragons. Do love a dragon. And I did these in the Arteza real brush pens. Which are water based, and yeah, it's grayscale, so a lot of the work was done, so I just used oranges and yellows. I did have a bit of a mishap there. Look, if I'll show you that, you can see where it's like super dark bled through because I picked up the wrong pen, and I put red there because I'd been using it for the rose when I was supposed to be blending it in orange, but that's fine, you can hardly tell. And you probably wouldn't notice unless I point it out. And then I just used chalk pastels to go over this background, just to give it a sort of, I was kind of going for that sort of antique map kind of effect. So yeah, that's the only one I've done from that one. Next we have the Animal Wonderland Special by Kanuko Egusa. This is issue 59. I've only done one in here. Another book that I love, well, artist, I love her style. And this is the one I've done in here. So we've got the, what would you call it? I call it an egg timer, but they're also called something else. Hourglass, that's the word. And yeah, so instead of sand though, it's all the flowers falling through with the petals, and we've got our little bunnies here in the background. And I used alcohol marker to base most of it. And I did do a little bit of pencil work, especially like just on the bunny to get like the fur effect. I've got a little bit of white gel pen. There were some black key lines here to signify the glass, so I white gel penned over them to kind of make it disappear and also like add to the gloss. And then again, chalk pastel in the background because that is kind of my go-to for easy backgrounds. And again, I started it in the darker yellow and it kind of fades out to a lighter yellow. But yeah, I think I used, I'm not sure, I think I used the Black Widows just for a little bit of pencil work on the petals and the rabbits, things like that. Bit of shading on here. But yeah, I didn't even use a gel pen, which is rare for me because I do like my gel pens. So that's that one. So this is issue 58 and it's the Dreamtime Special, which is 40 designs by Hannah Carlson. Done one out of here. I have a funny relationship, but I'm not sure how I feel about Hannah Carlson. I mean, if I had the books, I'd be okay, but I'm not sure if I like them enough to pay the prices because they're hardback books, so unless it was really cheap, I probably wouldn't buy them. The only one I really like is Spirit Animals. Though I did see some she's got a new book coming out soon, and yeah, that one might be of interest. Anyway, I'm wibbling. So this is the page I've done in here, and it's obviously very simple. I did this whole bird in Copic markers. Now I don't have many Copic markers, but I made it work. So I had a blue, a purple and a pink, and literally that's all I used to blend. You can see it on the back. No pencil for that. I did use pencil in a couple of other places, but on the bird itself, I was like, yeah, let's try and make it blend. I have no idea what I'm doing with Copics, by the way. So if I can make them blend, I think anybody can. And it's not like this is really good paper. But I really love how it turned out. And on the trim, I don't know if you can see it. So just on some of these lines, I've used one of the Pentel metallic, dual metallic ones that colour shift. So it kind of looks dark blue, no, sort of bluey pink going in here, but if you shift it in the light, hopefully that will show up, he turns blue, or she, the bird of we don't know what it is, turns blue. It's lovely. I love how that colour shifts. It's the highlight of my picture. Whenever I look at it, I always have to do this. And yeah, I just did a little bit of pencil work. So this would have been luminance because I'm not very good with skin tones. And so marker base with a little bit of luminance, and then yeah, again just a little bit of pencil in here just to make the things. But all in all, it was pretty simple. And again, chalk pastel. So I started with the dark blue and it faded out. I've got a bit of sort of purple in here as well to go with the bird, and then as it moves up it fades out, and there is, I don't know if the camera can pick it up because it's very light, but I do have some very light mottling of light blue, and I really loved how this turned out. Sometimes these little dots, there was like little pollen dots, so I've done that in a luminous yellow gel pen. But yeah, just sometimes pictures surprise you, and I mean, I didn't expect it to be bad, but I really love it. It's one of my favourite pictures. Right, next one is the Alice special, which is obviously Alice in Wonderland themed. I've done one picture in here, which I messed up. I didn't mess it up exactly. So the story with this is I did this in alcohol markers for the base, and I bought this, what was called gold glitter paint. And for reasons I don't know, I usually always swatch things, but I didn't swatch this one. And it's not actually a paint. I mean, I guess technically it might be a paint, but it's not a paint. It's more like Mod Podge. So it's like gold glitter Mod Podge, which means one, when it dried clear, and it just leaves the sparkles, which would look great in certain circumstances. But it wasn't like my glitter bunny that I anticipated. And the key lines show through, which every time I turn it like this, because he looks super shiny, he does look shiny to be fair, but every time I look at this, I always think I've trapped a hair underneath the glue, because like I shed like a cat, and I always think this one in particular looks like I've trapped a hair underneath the glue. So yeah, this bit I was really pleased with because it's super vibrant, but yeah, my glitter bunny kind of went wrong. I mean, it's okay, but it's just not how I planned. And I used some Sakura jelly rolls just to do the pink and that. So that is what I've done out of the Alice special. Right, another Christmas time one. This is one, what's this, from 2018, I think? Maybe? I'm not sure, no. What have I done in here? So I've only done one in here. No, 2019 I think it was. So I've only done the one here. I was just going into a bit of a colouring funk when I did this, and this was pretty much the last picture I did for like 5 months. And it's just metallic markers with some glitter gel pen as well. So it was nice and simple. I was trying to get into the Christmas mood. There was a lot going on in real life that meant that Christmas was a bit of a damp squid. And so yeah, I think that's all I've done in here. Oh, that's my one and only. I've got a whip. I keep forgetting about him. I should come back. I did this in the evening, like in artificial light, and yeah, he's super red. I wanted him to be a red glowy Santa. I mean, he might be once I've done his suit. He might not look so sunburned, but yeah. Right, so next we have our Colouring Heaven Halloween special. What have I done in this? Whoop. In this one, okay. I know I saw there he is. Okay, so this is one. It's kind of an anime style, and I had a bit of spillage on this side. So this stuff is those Spectrum Noir. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to see it. They have such a subtle sparkle in them. The background is a metallic pen, and this is a metallic gel pen, but on the smoke, this sort of orangey smoke, is like a really subtle shimmer. I can't make up my mind if I like those pens or not. And anyway, so if I recall, so what I did is I based most of it in alcohol markers. As you can see, the alcohol, because I had this as smoke, I initially did it in grey, and I didn't like it. So that's why I went over the top with this Spectrum Noir, which this is the normal colour, but it just leaked. It's kind of an orangey, peachy, champagne-y colour. So I went over the top and that changed the colour, so that I liked how that worked out, and it is a little bit glittery. And then I went over the key lines with a gold gel pen. The rest is, yeah, pretty much I've already said. The black, his cloak was already black. That was part of the picture, which I'm not sure if I liked. I think I would have preferred to be able to colour in his cloak whatever I wanted, but yeah. So markers and Spectral Noir Sparkle. Oh, I've got a little bit of dual metallic there where I've gone over the key lines. But yeah, I quite like how he turned out. Okay, so this is the Dark Crystal Special, which is issue 53. It took a bit of bashing because the postie put it through the door, so it has a big crease there. I remember I had to put it between books to straighten out for like a month in the hopes that it would go. And this is the only picture I've done in it, and I did it in the Arteza watercolour pencils. And you can see the paper was crinkled quite a lot, and this is where I was super cautious because you'll see it coming up soon. One of the other pictures, the first time I used water in these books, the paper just goes, but it doesn't handle water at all well. I don't know what it is, but it just, so even though I'd been super cautious about how much water I used on this, it still crinkled like crazy. Anyway, I quite like how it turned out. I've never actually seen the Dark Crystal. Don't hate me. I've never seen it. Didn't see the reboot. Never seen it. So I have no idea whether I might have looked up what he looked like on Google or something. But yeah, I have no idea if this is what the scenery looks like in the Dark Crystal. But I like how it turned out anyway. It was nice and easy. I don't think I used any pencil on it even. I just literally went for watercolours because it's semi-grayscale. So that is out of that one. Next we have the World of Princesses. And this is by Fabiana Tre. Now I've actually kind of got two. So if you're a subscriber, every issue you get, they send you a subscriber email with like a bonus picture on. So I've actually done the bonus picture. I did this in the colour and chat. It was for a highlighter challenge, and so yeah, it's all done in only it was 4 highlighters. So it was pastel coloured highlighters, and it was semi grayscale. So I just relied on it, you know, to take care of things. It looks all right, considering what I did. And also they had chisel nibs, which, you know, there was quite small chisel nibs, but considering that, I think I did all right. Did all right. It was just a bit of fun though. It wasn't meant to be anything amazing. So I've done that one, and then out of this one I've done the Nature's Princess. So this one I've based it with alcohol markers, as you can see, and used my luminance, because I always use luminance for the skin tones. I like those pencils. I get on well with them, and they're like my only hope of having any chance of getting a skin tone remotely okay-ish. And then sorry, I had a bit of a tickle there. So, and then I used, I think, Black Widows, just to put in some shading on the leaves and the flowers. And then I've taken the white, taken the white Posca to go over the key lines of the lilies, just to soften those edges, because I thought it looked a bit harsh. But I love how this turned out. I'm not very good with doing people and skin tones, so when I can pull it off, I'm really happy. It's like a miracle. Any picture I do of a person with a face that doesn't get wrecked, that's a win for me. So yeah, that's those two. Right, next we have the Woodland Fairy Special by Christine Carroll, and I've done one from here, which I've done the Maple Tree Fairy, and quite happy with how this turned out. I've already mentioned I'm not very good with doing faces, people, skin, and this is the first time I've ever tried to do a darker skin tone. It's okay, but you know, she's Maple Tree, so she's, yeah. She's a fairy. She can be, I don't have to worry about it being realistic. She's a fairy, but I do like how it turned out. And I used alcohol markers to base, as is quite common for me. And then I used pencils. I used Black Widow pencils, just the regular sets. It wasn't the Monarch, so I didn't have them yet. but I used that just to do her skin and her hair and the. Did I do anything on the leaves? Yeah, no, I did also put some orange and stuff into the leaves, and I used also one of those what do you call them? Like the pens that you put like the key lines back in. I'm having a mental block on them. You know, like the microns. And what I did is I flicked some through there as well to like bring in some more hair strands, if that makes sense. So yeah, I really like that one. Next we have the Adorable Aliens. So this was an issue that did divide the Colouring Heaven community. I mean, I'm okay with books like this. I don't mind if not every book is to my taste, because it pushes me out of my comfort zone. So I decided I would experiment a little bit on this. So again, I used watercolours for most of it. You can see what I mean about this. Is where I learned that this paper does not handle water at all very well. But I just did him because like in a sort of purpley cave, and he was like extra purple. And I tried to do this kind of mossy, glowy effect. So I got some greens and stuff in here, and then I used a Prismacolor, like the luminance yellow, just to try and make it a bit sort of glowy, which kind of worked, I guess. I would probably do that differently now. I did this, when did I did this? 11th of May 2019, so nearly 2 years ago. Obviously I've learned some things since then, just how I would maybe, I don't know, I would just do it probably a bit differently. But yeah, and it was quite brave of me to use all this purple and make him purple too. And I used Black Widow pencils for that as well. But I did want his bits to pop. God, that sounded rude. You know, his horns and stuff, which is why I've done that bit in alcohol marker. And I think I must have just got bored because clearly I've done that in green as well, so I wanted that to pop. But yeah, I mean, he's kind of cool. Not generally my thing. I'm probably, maybe one day I'd come back to this book and give it another go. Steampunk Special by Hannah Lynn. I've done 2 in here. One of the exclusive designs, which I have regrets about because I didn't photocopy it. It didn't occur to me. So this is the only place you can get these pictures, these illustrations. And I mean, I don't know. I never usually colour the same picture twice. But knowing me, I'd be like, I really wish I'd done this differently. And no, I don't. I quite like it, it turned out. Obviously, I've used alcohol markers for this. I sort of, obviously it's London, because we have Big Ben here. And we have lots of buildings like this. But I just keep thinking of like the Liberties building. Now, Liberties is a big, posh store. And they are in a building like this, like the old sort of really, really old crosshatch with beams in it. So I did that, and I've used metallic, not glitter, but I've used a metallic marker on these bits, on her wings, and I've used pencil here to just, again, I think I used my marker Raffines for this, and yeah, bit of white gel pen just on a flower and on her boots. And I love her. I love her. I've even got, I don't know if you can see, I even went to the trouble to put in some flecks into her eyes. I don't usually bother with that unless the picture's really big, but I was in the zone, I guess. I was going for the detail. And yeah, I quite like the colours as well. I quite like the purple and the sort of the green. So that's that one. And then the other one I've done, which I love, it's one of my favourite pictures. So it's a bit of a limited palette. As you can see, lots of pinks. Pink, 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 pink and black. And she's got brown because I thought of that as being sort of leathery. So yeah, and obviously we've got the gold. So what I've done here, as you can see what I've done here, I've done the background and everything based in alcohol markers. And gone over the top with pencils. Again, I think I use my marker Raffines because I quite like how they work on this paper. We've got glitter gel pen on the cog, on all the cogs in fact. And is that the only thing I've used it on? Oh, I think I've put a little bit on a buckle as well, and on a gun and on a hat, a clock. And then I've coloured on here. I've coloured I've used, again, I've put the flecks in the eyes. I was going through a phase, I think. And just on the key lines, I don't know if you can tell. So on her skirt, I've put like black glitter gel pen over the, yeah, I think it's black or silver, glitter gel pen just over her ruffles, over the key lines. So that means if you tilt it that way, you even get some glitter on her skirt. Is that coming up? I can never see on the viewfinder. And then I look at the video afterwards. It's like, no, what are you doing? And anyway, and then for this, because I wanted this to be smoky, and obviously with the black background, I didn't have to worry about taking out the key line. But I just thought, so I got a white. I used a white Prisma, which is like quite soft, and I think it was the Prisma, so a white pencil anyway. And I just went over the key line softly with the white, and it gives this kind of smudged effect. And I thought it worked well for the smoke. So yeah, I love this picture. It's just one of my favourites that I've ever done. Period. Like Hannah Lynn and any picture. It's just so fun. And it's yeah, I really should do more limited palette pictures, because I always like them when I do them. So this is Colouring Heaven Gothic Fairies. It's by Micah Jelena. I've done 2 out of here. Let me see. So let's go that way. So I'm trying to do them in I don't know why I have to do them front to back, but there you go. Right, so this is the one I've got, the first one. I did this on the 22nd of the 1st, 2019, and I remember this one. It's rare for me to do a picture in one sitting, but this came through the post, and I liked this book so much that I literally I had time, so I sat down and I coloured it straight away on the day it arrived through the post, and in one sitting. Like I say, rare for me. So most of it based in marker pen, and then I've used the Prisma neons again, because it works really well for these. It really makes it pop. And also neon gel pen, so that's neon pink and neon yellow, just to make it really leap out the page. This cosmic-y, crystal ball-y type. Because I don't know, I just always thought of her as in space. I suppose she's not, but I just, with the mystic thing. And yeah, a little bit of glitter just on, I've gone over key lines a bit, just on her wings and her skirt. But that is the only glitter, oh, and on her necklace. That's the only glitter I really used. Very simple picture. The background was already there. So yeah, I did it fairly quick, at least by my standards. I even coloured in her signature in like multiple, I've done it in green, not green, neon yellow and pink for the Prismacolors. So yeah, that's the 2 I know. That's only the first one, isn't it? There's the second one that I've done. So this one, again, alcohol markers. As you can see how bright this is. Now with grayscale, the idea is that you do go lighter, because the grayscale is going to make it darker. So I went for a really light colour. So it came out dark, and then I used the, what are they called? I think it's the Spectrum Noir, the metallic pencils. So I don't know if it really shows up. I've done it on those wings and on her wings there. It's just got a sheen to it because it's done in metallic pencils, and I've done it just like flicks, like you would do hair. Obviously the feathers, but then I just went over the top just to like kind of give some oomph to it. And I really like how that turned out. And what else did I use? I used probably my marker Raffines, I'm pretty sure. I've used a metallic gel pen on the lantern, and a gold glitter gel pen on like the lantern as well, and the keys, and then on the butterfly, again, you're not going to be able to see this because it's so subtle, but on the wings and also on the sea, I've used those Spectrum Noir sparkle pens as a wash over the top. So the wings you can hardly see, but in person you can actually for once see the sea, and it's got a lovely shimmer to it, which is nice. It's the only time I've actually used those pens and loved how it's turned out, because it looks like the sea. And anything else? Yeah, oh, white gel pen. I tried for once. I did the little white dots because this is like the fur trim, and I did just little white dots there to give the furry effect. and I like how that turned out. So yeah, that's those two. Right, so this is Christmas 2018. This was not one of the specials, like the monthly ones. This was the collection, which is one that you buy extra. And I don't usually buy these very often because, you know, I've got plenty to do in the actual magazines. But it was a Christmas one, and I was going on holiday. So I bought it in October. That's when it was out. And I bought it at the airport, I remember. So this is the one I've done. So it's an Anne Stokes picture. And I've got the washi tape around it. This was a work in progress for ages, so I've based it in alcohol markers, or a lot of it, like a dress and a tree. I hate it. The reason it's got this border around it is because it's one of those pictures that like just cuts off the edge, so it stops about here, and I can't stand having, you know, I like my pictures to not cut off halfway through. So over the top I've done pencil, marker and affines mostly. And then I've got this kind of neon alcohol marker, bright yellow alcohol marker. And what else have I done? And then glitter gel pen on like her belt and a, no, not glitter, that's glitter, that's like a gold metallic gel pen. And then I've put Mod Podge over the entire thing, glitter Mod Podge. Well, actually I've done glitter glue, so her wings are actually sort of 3D, and then glitter Mod Podge over the snow and the background. I did initially plan to just put it over the snow, but I like the effect so much, and I thought, well, it can be like it's snowing, or, you know, magical dust, who knows, it's Christmas. So yeah, oh, and I put the Mod Podge on the crystal ball. It's the first time. I'm not very good at doing this sort of thing, but I did try to put like a bit of yellow here, just like as it was glowing, the ball was glowing. I'm not very good with that whole light reflection thing though, so yeah. Next we have a Colouring Heaven Timeless Beauty special. This is one of these books, this is why I love Colouring Heaven, because I would never have bought this book. I like looking at the art, Momo Girl, beautiful art, but I'm not good with portraits, and like to buy the book, I think you can only buy it off of Etsy and it costs a fortune. I would never buy it because I'm just, yeah, it's not my thing. But as I had it, it meant I could experiment, and it wouldn't matter if it all went wrong, because yeah, it's just a $4.99 book. Well, it's not even $4.99 because I get it as a subscription. So this one I did with, yeah, so this one again I did with a watercolour paste because I wanted the flowers to be really sort of soft. Her face and the hoodie thing I've done in alcohol marker, but that's the only alcohol marker I've used. That's actually, again, that's one of those neon Spectrum Noir sparkle pens, just on this. They do bleed through. And then I've also used my really cheapo, if you've not seen my colouring supplies, I've done a few videos with like pencils and markers, and in the third one I think it is, which is like where I have my paints, I've got some really cheap watercolour paints that are metallic. Now they're a bit wishy-washy, but they worked for this. I think they're alright if you just want a small area and you've got a lot of patience to like keep them really thick. But I couldn't make up, but somebody said that this was like the brim of her hat. Could be. I didn't know what it was, so I did it. I guess a bit of a halo, but yeah. So if this is the brim of her hat, then that works too. And I did it as like a silk scarf. And yeah, I didn't wreck the face, so that's a bonus. She still looks human. So that's that one. So this is from the World of Anime by Collateral Damage Studios, issue 42. I've only done one from this one, and it's this. So this is my angry girl. Like it always looks a bit weird to me because she's got this big sort of red thing, but that is the anime style, and you can see her on the front cover. It has this really shaded area, like because she's angry. So yeah, that's why that's so. I did struggle with it, and you can see it was like super pink in the end, and then I kind of went over it with the luminance pencil to bring it back a bit. But anyway, I used alcohol markers pretty much for all of it. I know this is probably like supposed to be like a bunny thing, but every time I looked at those ears, I thought of Eeyore. So that's why she's purple. Purple everything, all of the purples. I've used a metallic or a glitter gel pen on like the badge and her zip, and just on the frill of her petticoat, and on the stars and moon on her stockings. But yeah, basically on all the trim I've used a glitter gel pen. Again, I've used a neon gel pen. Yeah, I wouldn't have used a pencil for that. I've used the neon gel pen for that. And yeah, a little bit of shading, mostly on her hair, which again I would have used the marker Affines because I like how they work on this paper. And a little bit of shading just on her top. But that was it. Mostly it was just marker and gel pen. Oh, and the background, saffron chalk pastel, again a bit purple. And yeah, I actually quite like that one. I like most of my pictures, to be fair. I'm not one of these ones that I don't go hating. I'm not that. I just, yeah, I'm fine. Sometimes it goes wrong, but most of the time, oh that's a whip. Most of the time I'm quite happy with how things go. So where is it? Come on. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this is a picture by Selena Fennick, and I've done most of it in marker, including the background. I don't mind when for things like sky and water, I actually quite like the patchy effect, which is just as well because it looks like, I think that was running out on me, but you know, it makes me think of like clouds and scudding clouds and stuff like that. So I've used a metallic marker for the moon, like a golden moon. And what have I done here? Not done a lot of shading. I've done a bit of shading inside of here, and again I've used that white pencil, like the white Prisma, instead of like a gel pen, because I think there's meant to be like little scudding clouds, mist, that's the word. And then I've a little bit of gel pen on the trims. I've used a white Posca on her hair because I give that sort of ghostly air to her, because she does look like she's floating. She looks a bit of a Cinderella because we've got the clock at midnight as well. And yeah, I mean, it's all right. I've put a little bit of yellow there as well, neon yellow Prisma just on the key line, not much, but it just gives that, just helps separate it out a bit. So that's that one. We have the Strangeling Special. So this is the book where I found out that whilst I like looking at Jasmine Beckett Griffith's artwork, I'm not such a fan of colouring it. Shouldn't be surprised really, because I'm not very good at faces. But yeah, I made a bit of a hash of this as well, because like it's supposed to be a little bra, and then her body, her fin, her tail, that's it, words, it starts down there. There's a little line, and I didn't realise I coloured all her body green. So she's a green mermaid, and I've used a bit of metallic marker just on the fin there to make her look a bit slippery. And then I'm not sure if you can show up on camera, but the whilst I did base the whole thing in alcohol marker, again I used those cheapy watercolour paints just to go over the top in a very light coat to give like that effect of its water, and it's a bit shimmery. So yeah, I didn't like this one at all when I first did it, because I'd messed it up. I messed up the body. I wasn't really sure that the butterflies worked. And yeah, you know, when you're just not happy. Over time, because I did this, yeah, in May 2019. But over time, when I look back on it, the only thing I think maybe I should have done better is her hair, because it's all, I've gone a bit too dark, so you can't actually see much of the strands or the highlights. But you know, it's okay. It's not, and it's not as bad as what I thought I was at the start. I was I was a harsher critic on myself back then. Now I'm a bit more relaxed. Getting near the end. So this is actually the first issue I ever got of Colouring Heaven on my subscription. The only other one, the last one left to look at, was one I bought off the shelf. and then I saw it and I thought, yeah, I want to subscribe to this. So this is the Fairies and Friends special by Meredith Dillman. I've done a couple in here, I think. So I've done this one. So I love this one because there's a story behind this one as well. I have to be careful because this is water-based ink. I did it with a Tombow, which means it does pull up the black. So I'll put black prints everywhere. So this is something I did with I started with the real brush pens, and I don't know if you can tell, I tried to use them like when you lay down and then pick it up with a water brush. And I did the flowers and I did the girl, and yeah, this is where I found out that lots of water is bad. So you can see, like say on that one, you can see how it's just, all the flowers just went and bled out. They did not look like flowers. So I actually left it for a while because I loved how it was looking, but like it was a mess. We're not talking like a little bit over the lines here. It was like 2 or 3 millimeters. It just never stopped traveling. Way too much water. Yeah. And then I was like, well, you know, how am I going to fix this? I've got a bit of glitter and metallic gel pen on her wings, and I put a gold glitter gel pen around the key line of her shoes, because that's when I'd already done her shoes, and then I decided, well, you know, let's put a black background, because when in doubt, black backgrounds can hide anything. And as a result, I love how it turned out. This is where I found out, I think, that I liked black backgrounds, because it just changed. Not only did it cover up the mess, but it just changed the entire look of the picture. And yeah, I love it. So yeah, basically Arteza real brush pens, and then I think I used a little bit of pencil on her hair, but that was about it. Everything else was just blended out with the Arteza. And then, as I say, a Tombow water-based marker, which in hindsight doesn't work on this paper because it's quite porous. So it does mean now that every time I touch it, I risk getting the black ink on my fingers. And then, so yeah, never give up on your pictures, which is just as well, because I've not finished this one. This one I made a complete mess of her face, so I need to fix that. But I never abandon a picture. I always just consider it a long-term whip. It's the whip that I've just not figured. Where's my other picture? There it is. It's just a problem that I haven't figured out how to fix. So this is the other picture I've done, and it's the Poppy Fairy. And again, this is in alcohol markers for a lot of it as the base, especially the skin. I always do the skin in alcohol markers. And then the marker affines to bring in like the shading, which I was really pleased about. I did this picture, when did I finish it? So 11th of September 2018. So it was still really, I only really started colouring in May 2018. So I was really proud of myself that I'd been bold. For me, putting in this sort of, I used black, I think, or a dark brown to put in the shade in, to give some contrast. And I was so proud of how it turned out. I still am. It wasn't just then. I still am. And the fairy wings I've done with just the marker raffine pencils there, the pastels. So I don't know if you can see it. They're like sort of done to be sort of iridescent. And then I took a silver gel pen just to go over the key line. And what else? Yeah, apart from that, I think I got a little bit of gold gel pen just on her jewellery. And apart from that, it's just a bit of chalk pastel. So I've got like the green at the background and the blue at the top, so that's her sort of down in the grass, but that's the sky. That was the theory. Right, and this is the last one. It's also the first Colouring Heaven that I ever bought, and I bought it off the shelf. And I've done a few in here, and it's also my first Hannah Lynn book. So yeah, let's look at this one, because I've been going for a while now, and I just had to recharge my battery because it died on me. Thanks. Surely a sign I've been talking too much. So yeah, if the lighting looks different, that's because it's like an hour later. And right, so Hansel and Gretel. I did this almost entirely in Sharpies, as you can see from the back, super bright. I didn't have any flesh tone alcohol markers at that time, so I used my Faber-Castell Pit Artist brush pens, which I'd only just got. I didn't know there was water-based markers. They streaked like crazy. I was just like, ah. So yeah, lots and lots of pencil over the top to try and retrieve the poor lad. He was like, he wasn't just sunburned, he was just like, he was wrecked. So yeah, I just did in the colour pencils. She's less sunburned. And I did use a little bit of pencil work just on the leaves and the bushes and on the tile roofs and also on their hair. But apart from that, all the main picture was literally just Sharpies. It's really colourful, it's really punchy. I love this picture so much. So simple. And but yeah, I love this. I love the candy house. And I love their little red and green outfits. Yeah, so that's that one. And then the next one I've done in here, I've done the mermaid. So I've got a little bit of a rainbow tail, which I don't think worked too well. I've done it, I've got silver metallic gel pen on the key lines there, because I kind of tried to make it like the fish scales. And I used that same thing on the jellyfish as well to make them sort of see-through. But obviously the thing I love about this picture, the rainbow tail didn't work, but I loved the hair. I love how this hair worked out. I need to do this again sometime, to be honest, because I just, every time I look at it, it just makes me happy. Do you know what I mean? It just makes me happy. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done the pink tail. I think I did the tail before I did the hair, to be honest. But yeah, I love, if we could just crop that bit out, that'd be just like one of my most favourite pictures ever. Yeah, so that is that one. And then we get to this one, which was the first picture I did out of this book. I did this on 30th of June 2018. And yeah, so this was a learning experience. Not alcohol markers here, this was all water-based markers. And I didn't know, again, that water-based streaked, so I did all this, and I had a devil of a time covering up all the, you know, the lines and stuff that I put into it, because I found out, you know, some people don't mind seeing the streaks of water-based markers. It drives me mad. I can't help it. I really wish it didn't, but it does. So, yeah, I went over the top in pencil. Again, this is all the marker Raffine. I had this bright idea that I would do like a sort of sunset. It was only afterwards I realised that I had like this much space. I didn't know what I was doing. I had this much space to fit in at like a sunset. So yeah, but it looks quite dramatic. And but I was looking back on it, I was quite adventurous because I've done it. You know, I've got a little bit of like yellow down the sides here, as if it's like reflecting, and darker here. So I'm really impressed with how much I sort of was trying to, you know, think about light sources. To be honest, that's probably more work there than I would bother with now. What else did I do? Got my little walls. That's used, yeah, all the marker Raffines. Pencil, I done the sort of magical ground with the purples, or like mosses and things like that. I just saw it as that. There's a little bit of glitter gel pen. So I've got metallic on the handle of her leash and on the dog collar, but on the ruffles of her skirt, what I've done there is I used, I think, a silver glitter, and then I just had a gold and a red glitter gel pen as well, and I just, oh no, I must have been, maybe it's a white, maybe it's a white gel pen, and then I just did the red and gold glitter, just spots and dots. So yeah, that you can't really tell it from there. When you tilt it up, you just get a little bit of a sprinkling of glitter. So that was my first picture. And then one more that I've done in here. Where is it? Last one. Nearly there. I've been talking a lot, hence the battery dying. So this is the Princess and the Pea. another really multicolour, bright, and yeah, I liked that I could do this in like the mattresses in different colours and not really think about colour palettes, because I just wanted it to be really sort of eclectic, and it is. I think again I might have done this in Sharpies, looking how bright it is, and obviously I've done a little bit pencil to just try and make it look curved so it goes darker at the edges, and I've got it in her hair. I've used a white gel pen on the key lines on the clouds so they do look fluffy. The sheep, I used a metallic silver, so they're sparkly sheep. What else I've got? I was saying, I don't know why I was showing this picture before, but I was saying before, what I should have done is I should have made this mermaid with the rainbow hair, so it'd be like a dolly of the one further forward. I think I've got this on a PDF. Perhaps I'll have to do that rare thing and actually recolour a picture and make it like my mermaid. And yeah, so that was pretty. Oh, I've got some glitter obviously on her crown, because it's a crown, gotta have it. But yeah, pretty basic and simple, and another one really bright and colourful, and that is it. So as you can see, little puppy, as you can see, compared to my video, remember the one that's up in the corner that showed all my uncoloured books, you know what, it's not too bad. Like, I have coloured, well, let's count them up. 1, 21 issues of Colouring Heaven. That's, you know, that's 2 years worth nearly. I'm pleased with that, and I've done more than one picture in quite a few of them. So yeah, I think I've you know, I had my cone of shame. This can be my my cape of pride, because I'm really happy with how much I've coloured in this. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you enjoy videos like this, because obviously after 3 years I have coloured a lot of pictures. There are other books, and let me know if you've got a favourite or a dislike. You know, I can take it on the chin. It's okay, you can tell me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'd appreciate that thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed to the channel, then do hit that button. Hitting the bell, you get a notification of any time I upload new videos. Take care, have a great day, see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye. No, don't. I won't do that again. Bye.